Today's exit says, move your talking off the map into writing a power paragraph. Use notes from your cause and effect map, and don't forget to provide examples to support your reasons. Refer to the box of sentence starters at the bottom of the page to help you write your power paragraph. Okay, so you can see down at the bottom, I gave you sentence starters for a P1, for a P2, for a P3, and a P4. Remember that the order of a power paragraph is power 1, power 2, power 3, power 2, power 3, power 2, power 3, power 4. Okay, so before we start, let's go ahead and talk off the map together so that we can then get ready to write. So you're going to need to be able to look back and forth between your map and your power paragraph. So first of all, when we look at the event, okay, when you're writing about a significant event, a power paragraph on the significant event, this is going to become your P1. Okay, and then in your P4, the last sentence is where you restate the significant event. So it's also going to be your P1 and your P4 because you're just going to be restating this event, okay? Then our outcomes, we have 3. These are going to be our P2s. So we have 3 P2s. Here's 1, 2, 3. We also need 3 examples. So for example, this one I have 2 examples. I'm only going to pick one of these to be my P3. But this row is going to be my P3s. Oops. Okay? And then again, that's my P4. So if I were to talk off the map, it would look something like this. The most significant event so far in Lupita Manana is when they meet Bartolo in the marketplace in Tijuana. The first reason why this is significant is because it gives them a new plan to cross the border. For example, Salvador wakes Lupita up and says, "We are going there tonight." Second, it gives them, or they actually hide in a vegetable truck to sneak across the border. For example, Salvador and Bartolo lift Lupita into the truck that's filled with vegetables. The last reason why this event is significant is, and then you would fill in the one that you have here. It's probably going to say something like, is because they get across the border. They finally get across the border. For example, when they come out of the truck and ask the railman where they are, they find out they're in Colton, California. These are the reasons why Lupita and Salvador meeting Bartolo is the most significant event in the novel. Okay, so I just spoke a power paragraph straight from the map. Remember, this is our P1, P2, P3, P2, P3, P2, P3, P4. All right, let's translate that into a paragraph. That's not on the back on our exit slip. Okay, so I'm going to look down at my sentence starters for P1. So I can use the most significant event in the novel or one significant event in the novel. Because there's many significant events, I decided I'm going to use this one. You can use this one if you want, but I'm going to use this one. So I'm going to start off by saying, one significant event in the novel. And then look at our significant event. What are we talking about again? Oh, meeting Bartolo. Okay, so I'm going to say one significant event in the novel is when Lupita and Salvador meet Bartolo in the marketplace. Okay, there's my P1. Now I need some outcomes or some effects that show why it's a significant event. So I can look down here and I can say first or to begin with. Okay, so I'm going to say first comma, and I'm going to look back at my first outcome. Have a new plan to cross the border. Okay, so remember, we're not going to take it straight from the map because we have to turn it into a complete sentence. So we can say, first, meeting Bartolo gives them, or actually, you could say a better word would be creates a new plan to cross the border. Okay, and then I'm going to look at my example. I have, we're going there tonight, or when the moon rises, we will leave here. So I think I'm going to use we are going over there tonight, and that was on page 75 because I want to be sure that I cite my evidence. So if I look at my Power 3 sentence starters, I can use for example, for instance, or because of this. So I'm going to say, for example, comma, on page 75, Salvador tells Lupita they are going to cross the border that same night. Okay. Now I need another P2 and P3. So I'm going to go back and look at my map and see my next outcome. My next P2 is they hide in a veggie truck to sneak across the border. Okay. So I'm going to go back to my P2 sentence starters. And I can say in addition or second. So I'm going to say in addition, comma, Bartolo helps them sneak across the border by hiding in a vegetable truck. All right, and we need an example. And you can see that, notice that we're not going to our book. We don't need to because we already broke down our evidence or example straight from the book. So we can say, Salvador and Bartolo lifted her into the truck filled with vegetables, and that's on page 77. So I'm going to go back to my P3s and say, I'm going to choose for instance this time because I don't want to use for example again right away. For instance, comma, on page 77, Bartolo and Salvador lift Lupita into a vegetable truck. Oops. I'm going to just add to sneak across the border so that it makes sense and flows with our topic sentence. Okay. Now you need one more P2 and P3. This is the one that you've added, so you need to use either finally or lastly, and then that's going to come from right here, whatever you chose to put here. Okay, so I'm going to do the sentence starter for you. Finally, okay, and you need to insert your outcome right here. Okay, it's going to go right here. Then you also need another example. So you can put for example, for instance, or because of this. So I'm going to say for example on page, put the page number where you found it. Okay? And then insert your example right here. So that should be coming right here off the map, whatever you put in. Okay? Then you're going to end your power paragraph with a P4. So you can use these are the ways or these are the reasons. Okay? And then you want to restate your event, meeting Bartolo. So I'm going to restate. These are the reasons meeting Bartolo is a significant event in the novel. These are the reasons meeting Bartolo is a significant event in the novel. Okay, and now you finish your power paragraph. You are responsible for doing the last P2 and the last P3 because that's taken straight from the map that you completed. So you might have a different answer than the other students on the computer right now. Please make sure you fill in those. Do not draw these arrows and leave blanks. You need to actually fill in from this part of the map, right? This is your P2 and this is your P3. Okay, don't forget to cite the page number where you got your example to support your outcome or the what. What happened to make this the significant event? So your paragraph should say, one significant event in the novel is when Lupita and Salvador met Bartolo in the marketplace. First, meeting Bartolo creates a new plan to cross the border. For example, on page 75, Salvador tells Lupita they are going to cross the border that same night. In addition, Bartolo helps them sneak across the border by hiding in a vegetable truck. For instance, on page 77, Bartolo and Salvador lift Lupita into a vegetable truck to sneak across the border. Finally, right, you're going to give the last outcome, the last effect of them meeting Bartolo, right? And then give an example. These are the reasons meeting Bartolo is a significant event in the novel. Once you finish this, you are done with today's lesson. Go ahead and make sure your name is on it and you're ready to submit it into your period box. Great job.